Hey Spirit Tribe, Gigi here with Spirit Readings, and I'm so glad, so happy that you're able to join me here today. Going to be taking a look at the month of May for Taurus. So wherever you happen to have a Taurus in your birth chart, or if you're just wanting to check in on a Taurus, hello and welcome. I'm so glad to have you here. Please keep in mind that there are so many of us, so not everything may resonate, and that's perfectly okay. You can set it to the side for someone else or for later even. You know, it may make more sense as events continue to unfold. Anything and everything is possible when we believe. So if it doesn't apply, you just go on ahead and you let her fly. No harm, no foul, no big deal. If you are new here, please keep in mind that I have had strokes, so that can affect my memory. I can struggle to find my words a little bit sometimes. I also have tremors, which, you know, can make shuffling a challenge. I struggle with my grip, especially when it feels like my hands are being zapped. It makes me drop cards, right? So, and I also have glaucoma, so sometimes I have to bring the cards a little closer to me so I can see them properly. So just bear with me, you guys. You know, the messages get out the way they are meant to. You may hear some background noise. My doggos are kind of in and out, you know, doing doggo things, heckin' protecting, you know, that sort of thing. So they can be loud sometimes, like toddlers. Taurus, you are getting a bonus in this month's reading. Thank you so much for running the numbers up in your last month's reading. If you want a chance at a bonus in your next month's reading, make sure you run them numbers up on this reading. I truly love and appreciate each and every single one of you. So, everything that you need to know about me, about this channel, you can find that in the description down below, especially if you would like to connect and book a personal private reading with me, you guys. I would really love that so much. So, okay, first of all, if I can even talk today, we are going to get a tree message from the spirit board here for Taurus, a tree message. Okay, you have the holly tree. Okay, holly is the key word for the holly tree is wisdom. So you know, lots of wisdom, you guys, and you can tap into the divine, your higher self. You are a divine being, and you know, this is about experiencing true wisdom, true enlightenment, even, is what I'm hearing here from spirit. So, you know, it can be a psychic barrier against ill will. You know, it protects home and hearth as well. So, it's also associated with the sacred cycle of life, death, and rebirth. And it's evergreen twin of the oak. So, you know, holly and oak are twins according to this book. So that's kind of interesting. You know, when you think of oak, it's strength. And, you know, when we think of the strength card in tarot, it's dealing with your inner strength, your inner wisdom. So I guess that makes complete and total sense here. So, all right, holly tree, interesting. Okay, you know, and don't be afraid to look it up and see what other meanings go along with the holly tree. All right, let's get some tarot here. Now you can look at this part as being past, present, future. You can look at it as being all present, all future. You can also look at it as being beginning of the month, middle of the month, end of the month. You know, however it resonates for you personally. Make sure you're paying attention when your spidey senses start tingling. You know, that is your intuition letting you know, hey, this is for us, or no, this definitely ain't it. So, all right, let's see what we're meant to know here. Ooh, okay, straight out the gate, you have the star, the energy of Aquarius. So, you know, you could have Aquarius in your birth chart. You could be dealing with someone that has Aquarius in their birth chart. You got the Wheel of Fortune here. Oh my goodness, it is spinning. So, you know, like I said, understanding that you have power. You're a co-creator of your destiny, you guys. So you have to decide what it is that you want. You know, there's so many things on the wheel. There's the home, there's money, there's your health. You know, a star here, a star here, so you know, your hopes, your wishes, your dreams. The sun is happiness, you guys, true happiness, joy. Wedding ring there, engagement ring, a book, so you could say that's knowledge or journaling. You know, the holly tree is about wisdom as well, you guys, and matters of the heart there on that Wheel of Fortune. So, you know, once that wheel starts spinning, you guys, it keeps spinning. So the star is Aquarius energy, you know. As above, so below is something that I'm getting here from the squiggles, right? So, you know, trust and believe that you have been heard, you guys, and that things are happening. You know, sometimes it's happening behind the scenes. Our guides and our angels working, you know, overtime behind the scenes on our behalf for our highest and greatest good. You know, keeping your hope and faith alive, because sometimes that can be really hard when it feels like things are taking a while. And, you know, sometimes it doesn't come to us exactly like we were expecting. And, you know, we have to be open and ready to receive, you know, even if it's not exactly what we thought it was going to be. Because, you know, sometimes the universe is like, oh, honey, you deserve so much better. So that's what I'm getting there from the star. We already kind of touched on the Wheel of Fortune. You know, that wheel is turning, so think about all the things that you are wanting to manifest. Focus on one at a time, you guys, you know, is something else I'm hearing here. Nine of Wands, you know, you could be feeling frazzled here. You know, look at all those wands. You know, laying on the ground smoking there, you know, her back is against the tree. You could be feeling on the defensive here. You know, the Nine of Wands is about to go into that Ten of Wands. And that Ten of Wands is we are carrying heavy burdens here. So, you know, this could be the start of, you know, oh my God, I feel overwhelmed, over encumbered. You know, I need to drop, you know, these heavy energies before it becomes way too much. So one thing at a time, you guys, you know, don't try to do too much all at once is something that I'm getting here. And no matter what, don't lose faith, don't lose hope. You know, we're gonna have days where we feel amazing and days where we don't feel so amazing. You know, that's life. We ebb and flow, right? All right, let's see what's going on in the love department here for you, Taurus. This can include self, it can include family, friends, significant other. It could even include your career, you know, literally anywhere that you have love here, you guys. So keep that in mind. I feel like that one needs to come out too. So I do see first what came out was the Spear. Heartache over what you no longer have. So, you know, that could be part of why you're feeling so frazzled, out of sorts, you know, that sort of thing. We do have a bell here for some kind of an announcement, you know, wedding bells, engagement, a raise, a promotion, a child, you know, literally anything, getting a new home, getting a new car. These are all things that are coming to the surface. There's so many of us, so the possibilities are literally endless. We do have the Wall coming in here for misunderstanding, you know, if you're catching this as I put it out on April 11th, Mercury literally just went direct, so we're still in the shadow period. That, you know, gets in our communication, you know, gets in our business. And at this time, Venus is still retrograde, which can affect our relationships. So almost through it, you guys. We have the Lily for spiritual love coming through. So you're connected on a spiritual level here. We do have the Pineapple for reconciliation. So even though there were misunderstandings, a reconciliation is likely. Maybe that's part of why we're starting to hear the bells. You know, maybe someone caused you a great heartache, you know, and it was all a misunderstanding. Someone may have had their walls up. It could even be you. We also have the Dark Man. Dealings a relationship with a man with dark complexion or hair. So, you know, and they could be in any role in your life. So, it's not just romantic only, you guys. So I know sometimes we get stuck when we talk about love on the romance side, but it doesn't always have to be. You know, this could be you having a disagreement with a sibling, a parent, you know, misunderstandings, because the planets have been retrograding since November, you guys. So it's like we haven't really had a break yet. All right, let's see what's going on in career and finances here for you, Taurus. So let's see, 1, 2, let's try to get one more. Oh, 2 more. Oh, 3 more. Okay, Spirit. All right. I hear you. I see you. Ooh, okay. You have the Egg. Success assured with good plans and hard work. And you guys, that is a golden egg, a golden opportunity. You know, that golden goose, you guys. We do have the Kangaroo. Unsettled times. Need to plan ahead. So, you know, good plans, hard work. You know, that wheel is turning, you guys, and you're like, I don't even know where it's going to end up. So, you know, you have to trust and believe that it's going to be good things. We do have the Broken Wishbone. Wish will not be granted, but, you know, don't let it be such a negative thing. You know, like I said earlier, the universe is trying to tell you you're thinking too small. You know, think bigger. You deserve so much more. And we have the Arrow. You are on the right path regarding some aspect of your life. And I know some of these seem to be contradicting, you know, others. You know, you're probably sitting there like, what in the world is happening? But you got to keep in mind, there are so many of us. So, you know, one may hit one and, you know, the other be like, nope, that ain't for me. But then, you know, ooh, I definitely feel that one. And we have the Bear. Danger, especially in money matters. So, you know, go back through your finances, you guys. See where your money is going. And, you know, use your wisdom. Maybe ask someone that has more knowledge than you. Maybe if you're wanting to invest, you know, and maybe a time where you want to be a little more frugal, maybe is something that's coming through here. You know, not take big chances. You know, you don't want to lose the shirt off your back or anything. All right, let's see what's going on in life for you, Taurus. Life do be lifing a little too hard sometimes. You know, your girl here is like, hey, yo, life, pump your brakes, use some Vaseline. And life be like, nah, bro, you can handle it. And I'm like, just because I can don't mean I want to. All right, so the skull the skull flipped over right away, you guys. So it's like, hey, I need to be seen and heard here. Hidden secrets can harm you. So, you know, part of why you're feeling frazzled maybe is because you feel like you got a case of the fake people, you know. Maybe you feel like people aren't being reliable, you know, is what I'm getting there. And like, especially when you're in relationships and, you know, because at the beginning, we're all on our best behavior, right? And then the cracks start showing and we're like, this is who I really am. So it could be that type of thing. You have the dog barking advice from a friend, you know, and take it with a grain of salt. You know, whatever seems to fit for you, take that. We have the clouds, temporary problems. I love that. It reminds us that our problems aren't that just temporary. It won't always be this way. The sun is shining, and you know, it's having to work even harder to get to you through all of those clouds. We got the cane. Pay attention to your health, and you know, since we did have the skull come out, you know, maybe concussions or you know, getting some kind of MRI, a brain scan, something along those lines. Is that going to be for everybody? No, of course not. It may even only be for one person, so it be like that sometimes. All right, we got the grasshopper, situations in the balance that require careful handling. So, you know, that grasshopper there, he outweighs the blade of grass by a lot, right? So he has to learn to balance himself just right so he can go from blade of grass to blade of grass, and you know, he's not worried about falling. If he does, what does he do? He just jumps right back up there. So you know, we have to be like that sometimes, because we also have the butterfly, a change for the better, you guys. So I feel like you're gonna start taking care of your physical health. You know, we do have health up there too, you guys. So for some of you, maybe that's your focus is you know, I need to take better care of myself. All right, let's see what the moon wants us to know. The moon is all about changes in our lives. The moon herself goes through her changes, her cycles, her phases from new to full, and she is beautiful, wonderful, and amazing in whatever phase she happens to be in, and so are you. So let's get a message from Mama Moon here for Taurus. Let's see what Mama Moon wants us to know. Not feeling anything there. Maybe here. And one more here, Spirit. Okay, so let's see what we have here. We have a number 25, a waning crescent 2 for resistance. So, you know, maybe the walls are up. Maybe you're the one with the walls up and you're resisting change and growth and, you know, blocking your blessings from coming in. I am going to read from the book on each one because it has a companion stone or metal and it has an affirmation. So I want to get that for you. We also have a 27, waning crescent 4 for release. So, you know, anything that you need to release. We got the full moon coming up. It's the pink moon on April 12th. I embrace the beauty of growth even when it feels challenging, you guys. That is a good positive affirmation. So let's look up that first one. It's resistance, you guys. What are you resisting? Some kind of temptation, maybe? Could be too. So the companion stone or metal is red jasper. The affirmation, I flow through resistance and I am in control. Ooh, reminding yourself that you're in control. I flow through resistance and I am in control. So, you know, resisting isn't always a bad thing, especially if it is like some kind of temptation, you know, that's trying to take control of you, you know. So take that how it resonates, you guys. And we have the waning crescent for release. Companion stone or metal is smoky quartz. And the affirmation, I freely release what I no longer need. Ooh, one more time. I freely release what I no longer need. Like literally let it go, you guys. Like Elsa, let it go. You know, I started hearing that song from Frozen. So don't even, you know, because like I said, up there with that 9 of Wands, you know, you're starting to get frazzled, and you know, when that happens, things can go wrong very quickly. You know, maybe you need to rest a little bit more. You know, with that skull, it could be, you know, mental exhaustion coming in here for some too, and you need a chance to rest and recharge your batteries so you can be refreshed, restored, and rejuvenated. Maybe this dark man over here is just like, you know what, you getting on my last nerve, dark man. All right, let's get an animal tarot here for you guys. I accidentally grabbed the wrong deck. So the animal tarot, who would like to be your spirit guide this month of May here? Okay, we have the Two of Winter, the dachshund dog, or as I call it, weenie dog, you guys. So look, you got a long hair and a short hair here. Procrastination and worrying, that Nine of Wands energy, what others will think is blocking you from making a decision. You know, twos are usually about some kind of choice, some kind of decision we have to make. If you're torn between your own desires and someone else's, follow your inner guidance, your inner wisdom here, you guys. You know, this is your trip, your journey around the sun, and it is special and unique to who you are. So, you know, you're not meant to compare it to anyone else's, because, you know, it won't look the same, you guys. It's not meant to. You know, yes, there can be similarities, but you have to follow the beat of your own drum. You have to follow your arrow wherever it's pointing. You know, live your life, let them live theirs. You know, you're the only one meant to be in control. So release fear, doubt, worry, negativity, anything that would hold you back or block you. Let's get a language of flowers message here for you, Taurus. Let's see what else Spirit wants you to know here. Ooh, my favorite flower, the sunflower. Assertiveness. It says rise up, stand stronger and true. You know, and sunflowers, you know, they follow the sun, right, as it's going, you know, sunrise to sunset, right? And so even on the days where it's cloudy and rainy, you know, cloud, temporary problems, they will face each other and share all the warmth they absorbed while the sun was shining. So, you know, you're not alone. You can lean on other people, but also, you know, don't pick up their heavy burdens. You know, you're not meant to carry other people's baggage, you know, be like, I'm dropping this at the baggage claim. You can pick it up. All right, let's get a fairy dust message here for you, Taurus. Let's see what the fairies want you to know here. All right, we have arrows. So you get an arrow twice here. So, you know, be paying attention, you guys. Direction is yours to choose today. Your inner light will guide the way. Yes, you guys. And, you know, trusting and believing that you are on the right path at the right time. You are being divinely guided here, because you know what? You are a divine being having a human experience. But are you still divine? Oh, yes, indeed you are. All right, let's get your bonus. The answer is simple here. Let's see how we can simplify things a little bit here, Taurus. Let's see. Ooh, this one. Ooh, this one is beautiful. A number 48. You are safe, you know, and you may... I'm feeling, you know, our safety and our security is usually linked to our root chakra. So you may want to check in with your root chakra, see if it's balanced, you know, all of those things, see if it's flowing. You know, you can tap on your chest, you know, the part between your throat and your heart, and you can say, I am safe, I am secure, I am stable, you know, everything is always working out for me. Yes, you guys, you know, take back your power. You know, there's a lot of birds here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It looks like there's about 10 birds. So, you know, you could be waiting on some kind of message to come in. And you have the butterfly there, you know, change, transformation, you guys. The flower is blooming, you know, May. When you're in the same hemisphere as me, it is spring. We are seeing the trees blooming, the flowers blooming, and you yourself may be like, you know what, I'm ready to bloom. I'm ready to show the world who I am. So, all right, Taurus, these are your messages. I hope you enjoyed them. If you did, please leave me a comment down below. Let me know. Make sure you smash the heck out of that like button. Run them numbers up on this reading for a chance at a bonus in your next month's reading. If you haven't already and you find you keep coming back here, please subscribe to the channel, you guys. It is free to do so, and you know, it truly means so very much to me. I love growth, I love expansion, I love being able to interact and connect with you guys. So May flowers, you know, we went through April, all the April showers to get the May flowers. You know, it's time to bloom here, you guys, and you are a beautiful radiant sunflower. You have a lot of inner strength, inner wisdom. You know, the holly tree also said, hey, I am here to, you know, let you know that you are healthy, wealthy, and wise is what I'm getting here as well. So I just hope that you have such an amazing month of May, and happy birthday, I think, to any Taurus that has a May birthday, the first part of May, even the last part of April. Happy birthday to all of you, okay? Before I forget, I don't want to be like, April Taurus, no happy birthday to you, you know, no. Happy birthday, April, end of April, first part of May, my Taurus tribe. So, all right, you guys, may you get your happily ever after and all of the things that you are hoping, wishing, and waiting for. Don't let things beat you down, you know. Make sure you're taking time to rest. Everything requires balance, you guys. Work and play. Our whole life requires balance in some way. So, all right, you guys, from the bottom of my heart, I love and appreciate each and every single one of you. And I want to say thank you. Blessed be. Namaste and goodbye.